Greetings, sending awesome, warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and I'm coming to you this early day, uh, just to check in and just to say that changing your body, eating healthy, doesn't have to be hard. And I'm here reflecting in the quiet of the early day. Then why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to change? I've actually thought of this ever since being a very young girl. Why is it so hard to change? And looking at a lot of the grown-ups and the adults around me and noticing even within the community a lot of substance abuse as a child, not understanding why would somebody stick needles in their hand? Why I couldn't understand. I didn't have all of the words to articulate it, but I couldn't understand how my family being a very religious family, why there was so much 40-day consecration fast and we spent so much time at church. Yet I didn't see it reflected in people's health and in the way people treated each other. So even today, where there's so much information available on the internet, all the information we could ever need, we've got all the gadgets, we've got information, we have access to coaching, we have a never ending abundance of information on the internet. Yet, why is it so hard to change? But then again, it's not hard to change. So, I don't know that it's all that black and white. So, just gonna we're gonna check in about that this morning. If you're interested in that conversation, feel free to stay tuned. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Body-Culinary. I am a professional chef, a personal trainer. Uh, for many years. I'm also a natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. And on this journey, on this channel, I like to share some of my journey of radical self acceptance, radically accepting and appreciating, celebrating the unique features I have been divinely assigned while here on earth, right? This really very fine, kinky, cottony hair. So that's what I'm playing up on this channel. I also love to share motivation for 3 lifestyle practices that I think are leveraged lifestyle practices that can really benefit us, right? All of us have access to peaceful consumption, food that loves you back and doesn't deposit a lot of waste on your waistline, cultivating or reactivating a personal movement practice because it's so deeply therapeutic, and then also garden therapy. Everyone can grow something. These 3 lifestyle practices, I think, are some of the biggest deposits that you'll ever make into the 401k of your body, because you need this body to serve you. What do you need it to do in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years? By the way, here's my cookie style of the day. And I'm all with the 2-second style. So these are two very, very loose twists. All of my 30 or 31 locks are totally flat. I don't have any oil. I'm not doing all of that. And I have stuff to do. I have to go into the garden. I have appointments today. I'm up really early. And I'm celebrating my birthday, which was on the 14th. I'm still celebrating for the month of May. So if you're interested in coaching and community around those lifestyle practices, feel free to fill out the application for Flowah Fit Coaching and Community. There's a free community aspect of it. There's also a paid group coaching, which is very affordable. So you can get some clear support and have some structure and come together around some specific activities that are going to give you something back for your time and attention, and especially the time spent on the internet. There's also a guide to whole living foods as a lifestyle called Whole Living Foods in the Hood, with menus to fit your budget. If you're someone that's dealt with a lot of acne, as I have, and a lot of scarring, and you're interested in doing something different than all of these different products, because my product is food on the inside and on the outside. There's Natural Beauty, no products, because in this little corner of the internet, natural bodies matter. They matter to me. So I'm rocking my small tetas. I just want them to be growth and tumor free, to be healthy. Health is my number one beauty product. So anyway, I'm just thinking as to why is it so hard? And I had a really dynamic communication with someone I'm working with this morning. And, clarity is really something. Clarity is worth its weight in gold. And if I look at patterns, I'm big on looking at patterns and distinctions. May think that we're all saying the same things or that we're clear, or we may think we have so much information, yet if we don't have the results to go with the information, I mean, for me, who cares? I can have all this information, yet if I still don't have my results, to me, that means that there's something that I'm not aware of, something that I'm not doing, something that I may be doing inefficiently. So that perhaps could be an effective way to look at changing your body. It's not that your body is wrong. Perhaps you literally want to experience more energy. Is there something that I could be doing to experience more energy? Or maybe you feel very tired and sluggish. Or maybe, like me, you've had a tremendous amount of acne, which was really uncomfortable. I can appreciate makeup and all kinds of doing stuff. However, my priority is feeling comfortable in my own skin through all the phases of life that are going to happen, even with exercise and living foods. Age is coming for everybody. It levels the playing field, as is the end of this particular life cycle. At some point, just like this plant milk bag, we are going to put it down. We'll put down the coat called the body. That is coming for us all, whether you're a good person, nice person, bad person, perceived bad person. That's coming for us all. So I know that. So I really want to have a lot of fun, even though challenges come. I want to enjoy my time in my body temple, and I deserve the right to feel comfortable in my own skin with my very fine, cottony hair. So it's only really in my best interest. I'm the only one that has a vested interest in feeling comfortable in my body. So that's number one. I have chosen health and confidence over beauty. That being said, as a former junk food junkie, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to change? Why is it so hard to release self-sabotaging habits where we're taking ourselves out? You know, we talk about what other people do to us, but we on our own, in our quiet moments, if we're honest and we observe, and if we were to follow ourselves around with the camera, we can see exactly why we have the results that we have with our habits. And if we were to get quiet, which a lot of us run away from, we would really be able to observe the habits of our mental processing. If we had to play back the record of our mental processing, how much of it is trying to figure out what happened in the past, why this happened to me. And I'm not making that bad or wrong, but a lot of times we are ruminating. We're constantly lost in our thoughts, and we're not getting into consistent action over time until we get the results that we want in our body. So we're feeling joyous, we're feeling free, we're feeling fit. If you're moving, vigorous, joyous movement, what many would call exercise, I have reframed the narrative to vigorous, joyous movement. It becomes a no-brainer. So our narratives don't feel good. Our narratives sometimes are as a result of trauma or how we're interpreting what happened to us. And we may be reactivating it with what we're watching. I don't know if any of us ever consider that as we are glued to the screens and we're watching some things that are actually happening with the cameras placed at a certain angle, and as we're looking at celebrities and stars, people who we will never likely meet, we could be re-triggering trauma within us, or we could be taking ourselves right back there in our imagination, and this can paralyze us into inactivity. In contrast, I notice distinctly that when I'm having certain conversations or I'm interacting with certain people, I feel so motivated to get into action. I want to get into action now. So that's a big distinction. Distinctions make the difference, I like to say over here. So for example, anytime I have ever been around my godmother, I always feel like, what's my excuse? So I need to ratchet it up, or I feel joyous, I feel happy, I feel moved to get into action. That is also around certain folks, around some of my fitness homies back in the days that were all mothers. I always want to do more, and it was more like playing. I was playing and having fun. We're looking at each other's food bags. I'm looking at how they have developed their physiques. They may be looking at me. We're trading our secrets and different things that we're doing, and it was fun. It was natural. So I call that staying in the conversation. If you're not in the conversation and the ins and outs where it's very natural, then likely you're out of the conversation. So new strategies, new ways of doing things, exciting ways of doing things aren't coming up on your radar. So we'll be right at our set point, at where our old experiences are. what we're seeing going on in our immediate work community, around our community. There's no imagination in that. We already know that how that script is going to play out. There's no room for new possibilities. For example, many people have a narrative that eating healthy is boring. I've often thought many times over the years, my food is so delicious and so exciting. I don't need a recipe book. I just feel like I wish like people knew this, because if I had known about wearing my hair like this at a young age, it'd be dragging down to the floor. If I had known about whole living foods as a child, it's not dieting would have been a no-brainer. I wouldn't have had to eat all that candy and those now laters that were rotting, wearing away on my teeth and my enamel. I wouldn't have had to been so addicted to these substances masquerading as food to self-soothe. And then also a lot of the patterns and behaviors of self-soothing, I picked them up from the women around me. This is not making them bad or wrong. Children do not buy groceries. That's coming up on my shirt. Children don't buy groceries. So without making ourselves bad or wrong as moms, for us, we want everyone else to be honest, but this may not apply to you, but perhaps in your quiet moments, consider a lot of our patterns of eating when we are stressed out. Those coping mechanisms, those patterns are exactly, it's not so much just what we're saying to our children. Okay, that's relevant. But they're picking up on all our eating patterns, what we do in stress, if we never go to sleep, if they never see us joyous, if they see us arguing and fighting with our mates, they're picking up on the expressions of our face. They may not have an expansive vocabulary, yet they can pick up on sadness and depression. And it's just my observation that our children are deeply, boys and girls are they're deeply affected by how they see us living our lives. If they see us joyous, if they see us fit, if they see us dancing, or if the only time they see us having a good time is when we're, I'm not making it bad or wrong, is when we're eating alcohol or we're trying to fit in, or if we're in toxic relationships that are up and down like roller coasters, where we're with someone because they have great looks but no character. Our children are deeply affected. A lot of this we cannot take back. So this is one of the reasons I'm such a huge advocate for healthy lifestyle practices, that not only they're healthy, they're joyous, and we have access to them. The garden. Your children will remember the time you spent in the garden. They're watching us all the time. And let me be clear, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this just for my child. These practices are for me. It's some of the main things I do for me, my therapeutic, as I'm going to call it, lifestyle practices. So I just want to encourage you today to consider that one of the reasons it may be so hard to change is because of the company that we keep. Everybody is not excited about their lifestyle. So in the absence of excitement, what do we have? We have coping mechanisms. Right? That's it. We have coping mechanisms, and we have socially acceptable habits that are gluttonous, where we can commiserate, where we can share what is happening to us in the absence of possibilities, the absence of fun, movement on a regular basis. So it's not to make bad or wrong. However, we are accountable, and only we have a vested interest in change. You're the main one, not more so than the government or other people. Your choices are affecting your life, and it's definitely affecting the lives of the children. So perhaps it's hard because it's not fun, and because it's not colorful, or because we just don't have a bigger frame of reference for eating healthy and moving as enjoyable. So in honor of my birth month, I'm inviting folks out to Flowah Fit Coaching and Community. There's a free aspect of it, and do check it out. We're meeting together in the early mornings for journal writing and deep relaxation and breathing, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. 5 o'clock in the morning is a hit it and quit it workout. 12 noon, we're doing some type of nutrition. Today, I'm going to be out on the road, so we'll see if we can get to talk about nutrition or make something today. And in the evening, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're doing a flow practice. If you have your own yoga flow, you can just bring your mat and do your own practice if you'd like some company. Or you can stretch and flex along with me. And then lights out. Intermittent fasting, or Grandma Lou said it's dark, it's time to turn off the lights, go to bed, and kitchen is closed. So we're giving the digestive system and the mind a huge rest, right? So we're doing that for the rest of the month of May. You're welcome to join me. If you find value in this channel, feel free to give the videos and the contents a like. Peruse the rest of the videos. There's quite a bit of content on this channel. Anything having to do with fruits, vegetables, movements, and playing in your natural hair, that's what you're going to find here. Everyone is welcome as long as you're respectful. You're always invited to comment respectfully, because I don't have the only perspective. So I'm inviting you to create a great day on purpose just because you said so. And let me know, what is your favorite movement practice? And I will see you all real soon.